Welcome to the Rewards Master. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Hilton Aspire card, a card that I've often said is the best card in all of the credit card community as far as being able to get back all of your annual fees through credits and other benefits. But I've really been going through a struggle with it lately, so I'm going to kind of examine it in a keep or cancel kind of way in the video today. So if you would, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's look at the big time Hilton hotel card, probably the king of all hotel cards, the Hilton Aspire. Now, the Hilton Aspire is certainly a top-level travel card in that it has a $550 annual fee. It has a whole bunch of credits that you can use to potentially get back that $550 and even more, but it does take some effort. Now, walking through, the multipliers on the card, on any really hotel card, really aren't that great. In fact, if you wanted to have a Hilton card for multipliers, you'd go down to its baby brother, the Surpass card. And I've had that card before. It does have pretty good earn rates, but in my situation, I would never use a hotel card as my kind of daily driver card because of the fact that, well, it earns hotel points, and Hilton points can be worth half a cent a piece. If you really use it for aspirational travel like we tried to do, it'd be maybe worth 1 cent a piece, but you're gonna do a whole lot better with other cards just for your general spending. So this card is not a spending card for me unless I'm staying at a Hilton, and then I use it for that purpose, because you do get big time points when you spend at a Hilton property. So what are the different benefits of it? Well, the first thing is that it has diamond status with Hilton. And that is the top level of status you can have with a Hilton card. And in fact, that will get you quite a bit overseas, but not so much in the United States. In fact, when I've stayed in the States, it might get me a slight room upgrade, but overseas, you're treated like the Sultan, like the king, and they give you a great room. They treat you with great benefits. You get, of course, a food and beverage credit. It's really a great thing. So as far as the status goes, it's really a great benefit of the card, and I love that, and I think it's worth quite a bit, particularly with the free food and beverage. Now, the second thing you get is you get two $200 credits for Hilton resorts every year. That's $200 in the first 6 months of the year, $200 in the second 6 months of the year. Now, that sounds really great, $400 out of the $550 annual fee. But the problem is that you kind of have to have access to Hiltons that are on their resort list. And so if it's not a resort property, you don't get the credit. So think of things like the Waldorf Astorias and Conrads, and there are several others. We've even stayed at an Embassy Suites in South Carolina that was considered a resort. But they're always in resort type locations, and they're much more limited than the whole gambit of different Hilton properties. So it makes it tough. I kind of liked it better before when it was just $250 you use once a year. But, if you could do it twice, you're going to get full $400. For me, I kind of figure on doing it once, so I'm going to get $200 back on that. Well, the next credit is the $200 airline credit, and that's broken up into $50 every quarter. So the first 3 months, second 3 months, so forth and so on. And in that, I always get my $50 because I just put it in the United Travel Bank if I'm not booking a ticket. So it's easy to get that $200 back. Now with the card, you also get things like a Clear credit. And if you've never used Clear, depending on the airport you're flying out of, it can kind of expedite the line, especially if you have it along with TSA pre-check. So that's been a somewhat occasionally useful credit. So when you look at all of those things together, with the diamond status, with the $200 credits, with the $200 airline credit, all of these things add up to being a card that can give outsized value. But the real superpower of this card is once a year, it gives a free night certificate at any Hilton on a standard award night anywhere in the entire world. And that is truly outstanding because we have used it for $600, $800, $1,000 nights. And so if you're going to use it for aspirational travel, it really is good. So my thinking lately is I've been trying to debate because I'm just kicking myself because I just don't think I'm going to be able to use both of the $200 resort credits this year. And so should I keep the card? Should I downgrade or should I cancel? Well, I do stay in Hilton's, so I do use the status. At least once a year, we stay in a really awesome, nice resort, so I at least get $200. And I always get the airline credit, and I use the Clear. So right there, I'm getting more than the annual fee of $550. And on top of that, I'm able to use that free night certificate for just an amazing room somewhere. So I think even though I'm just kind of debating about it, I'm going to keep this card because it is just still probably the most valuable travel card as far as getting back all of your money through potential credits. And I will say, even though that resorts credit's a pain, these credits are easier to use than some of the other credits on some of the high dollar cards. I'm thinking like the American Express Platinum. I still think these credits are easier, and I still think you can get way more value with that free night certificate than your total annual fee. So for me, it's a keeper card. I don't know what it is for you. If you have the Hilton Aspire card, let me know down in the comments below if it's one that you really like, if it's one that you plan to keep in your wallet, or you plan to cancel. All right, so I'm going to keep the card for another year at least, and we'll see how it goes from there. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you here next time.